Hello.
Hi. Like I said, we're live.
We're live. We are live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yippee.
That was my presenter.
It feels like an episode of Netflix.
Doesn't it just? How are you, Paul?
I'm okay, mate. I'm okay. How are you, Jack?
Very well. Nice shirt.
Thank you. Nice shirt for you. Yeah, it took me an hour and a half to pick this.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half. Up there, chucking clothes around all over the place.
That's good. That's good. So, here we are. We haven't done one of these for a while, have we?
We have not. No, we have not. We did one, didn't we? We did one before Christmas. We did a little tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's a good place to start, really. Starting with Panto. We should sort of just catch up a little bit after Panto.
We should, yeah. We just feel that it's a good time now, isn't it, to sort of have a chat with everybody. Because we haven't done it for a while. So yeah, Paul, do you want to start with Panto?
Yeah, I will. I'd love to, Jack. Well, first of all, I just want to say, thank you to everybody, who booked for Panto. As you know, throughout 2020, we were determined, come hell or high water, to get Panto on, and we did. Despite the government's best efforts to stop us, we managed to get the Panto on. And then sadly, there we were in full flow, with Pompey finally realizing that we actually had the Panto on. Because I think, to be fair, there was a lot of nervousness and uncertainty. And then eventually Pompey caught on that it was really happening, and it was fabulous. And suddenly there we were on the 18th, and we were shut down on the 19th. And the 18th was terribly emotional. Well, wonderfully emotional, not terribly emotional. We managed to get another performance in, and 5,000 people watched it. It was fantastic. And sadly, 11,000 people who booked, and there would have been another 3,000 or 4,000 couldn't. But I just want to thank everyone for supporting us through 2020, and then the process since then. Everyone has been fantastically patient. Our box office have been working their socks off, giving people refunds if they wanted them, if they wanted to move it to Jack and the Beanstalk, which we'll talk about in a moment. And they've just been working, fantastically hard, bearing in mind that, of course, our entire theatre is currently shut and everyone's on this flexi furlough. So if anyone wants an education in furlough and lockdown, I'm your man, right? I know every blessed regulation there is. But everyone's been brilliant, and on top of all of the patience and all of the brilliance and all of the thoughts and the love, we've had fantastic emails, haven't we, Jack?
We really have.
People supporting us. It's been marvelous. And on top of all that, we've had some fantastic donations from people who have said, please keep my £20 for the ticket. You work so hard, and that is so heartwarming and fabulous. So just a big thank you from me on behalf of the whole of the King's team, for what happened. And we'll talk now. I'll let Jack talk now about next year's Panto, because, as you may imagine, we are miles ahead of the curve. So, Jack, over to you.
Of course, as we always are. As we always are. Now, just quickly, though, on the back of that, Paul, I just want to say thank you also to everybody that streamed the which was a first for us, which was amazing, actually. We were so fortunate that we could get it filmed, and I have to say the product and the quality of the filming was incredible.
Amazing.
So thank you to Dixon and everyone at Stream Theatre. It was absolutely brilliant. So it went
out to care homes, didn't it? And and to schools who couldn't come, and we managed to reach out to a big wide audience, and then eventually we sold it, to people to watch it in their own homes. And Callum's just put a post up, saying that it was great and watch it at home. We got some beautiful pictures of family jumping up and down, and kids, with the goat scene, and everyone getting terribly excited, and 12 days.
Yeah, it was a real lovely thing to do, actually. Even when I watched it, and obviously that's quite sad, isn't it? I was in it and I watched it, but I wanted to have a look. But the quality and just everything was so good about it, and I just loved it. So there we go. Our lovely Maz, who was our fair, she's just saying,
morning, Maz. It went around the world, which is the beauty of streaming. It was fantastic. People in Australia, America, Germany, that's just from, that's from people I know, but it was just going all over the place. And it's a real lesson. So next year we will stream again. We couldn't quite get it into hospitals this year. It didn't quite gel, but we've got plenty of time for next year to make sure it gets into the hospitals so people can, watch it there as well. So it was great.
But what we don't want to do, obviously, for people that are able, we don't want you to not come to the theatre, because I still think children to experience live theatre is really, really important. So what we will look at, Paul, I think we've said, haven't we, is that we will absolutely look at streaming next year, but maybe we'll do it to different platforms like care homes and hospitals and schools that maybe can't come out to the theatre. So, we are encouraging you also to come to us, which we want you to come, because it's a beautiful building and the experience of live theatre is brilliant. So that's all.
And those 3 performances, Jack, on the 18th, they were to behold, weren't they?
They were. They really were.
And audience were didn't know whether to. Well, they did. They stood and cheered for like a couple of minutes, but they didn't know whether to cry or laugh and everything at the end. It was just.
We were all just in bits, and it was a wonderful experience. And you know what? I think we can all say we knew where we were at Christmas. In the COVID year, I think we've all, when you say, where were you when Diana died, or and something like that, and people know that this year, which panto did you see? And we actually got one up, a full-blown panto, and we're so proud of that. So thank you again to everybody. But let's talk about this year, and we are doing Jack and the Beanstalk, which is fantastic. We're so excited by that. And preparations are already in motion. As Paul rightly said, we don't stop. We started them towards the end of Dick Whittington, and we haven't stopped. So we're really excited by that, and we've already got a lot of our creative team already booked in for that, which we're really excited about. We're also now in the casting process, so we will be letting you guys know once we've cast. Obviously, if you have any comments and suggestions, maybe people that you might have seen this year that you may have liked, because as you realised, it was a Pompey panto, which meant that we used all Pompey talent. And I'm hoping that you guys all felt that it didn't need the huge names, because I think our talent that we've got in Portsmouth is pretty incredible. So I'm hoping that you all agree with that, and we just want you to buy your tickets. Seriously, it's already selling well on the back of last year, and you're always.
I would honestly just endorse that. There are some performances which are pretty much sold out. So and we know from our experience this year, because there were lots of chops and changes this year. We changed from one panto to another, then we had the dates moved, and there were lots of chops and changes, and we know that lots of you were disappointed in not being able to get, your selected performance. So, please, if you've got some seats that you really love, and you've got a date that you really like, and you want to come, that you've always come, you came from when you were a child, or your grandparents bought you, or whatever, please just book. The old Woolfy guarantee is still there. If we can't be there, then we'll refund, as we're doing with the 11,000, those that want the refunds. So I would honestly encourage you. There it is. It's in print now. I'm done. I'm done again. So I would honestly, recommend that you become a little un-Portsmouth-like, because we know that Pompey are late bookers. But I would honestly encourage you, just for this panto, just to book. Your money's completely safe. We keep it ring-fenced in the production account. We don't spend it on wages and overhead and all that stuff. It stays in the bank. So it's all safe. It's just that we don't want you to be disappointed, because we watched the disappointment in people that missed out this year. And it was heart-wrenching. So, please, I know it's only February, okay? And I know you're thinking of a holiday and schools and, everything else is going on. But don't be disappointed again, please, and don't get to October and then ring us up and say, I want to come on that day, and we say, I'm sorry, you know, it's sold out, and that'd be terrible for you. So
I always think it's have something to look forward to.
it's lovely.
You know,
it's really, it's a good
book,
idea, especially now, Jack. Don't you think?
exactly. Book your panto now, then you know you've got something to look forward to.
Exactly.
You know, and it is a real big tradition with us at the Kings, and I know it is in a lot of venues, but we put our heart and soul into the panto at the Kings, and it's so important that we produce it every year. So please do come and support us. It's there we go. Sylvia Fair.
Good stuff.
Tickets
12 days. Are we having 12 days again?
No, I think we'll cut 12 days.
I think we get lynched. I think we get lynched. Publicly. Be a public hanging if we did that.
For those of you that don't, that maybe has never seen our panto, 12 Days of Christmas is a real big tradition that we have to do it every year. So if you come along, you'll see why. Please do come along and book with us.
And we are producing it again ourselves. You know, we did it. We showed that we could do it with Dick Whittington, and we're confident that we can do it again. And it will be bigger and better and more fantastic.
Again, Paul, I don't know what you think, but I feel really proud that we actually did manage to produce our own panto. You know, even in the circumstances, which could have been probably the worst circumstances we could have been in, but we actually did it. You know, even though we played 11 shows, the show, I mean, dare I say it, I know I was in it, but it was spectacular.
It was
fantastic. Just had everything.
Yeah, I know. It was, I mean, thank you, Daniel. It was, you're right. In normal circumstances, producing a panto is not simple. And we just grabbed the opportunity. We had a fantastic cast, a fantastic creative team. And, you know, we didn't hear the word no once, you know, throughout the entire process. And I think that's our philosophy. You know, we've got a very can-do philosophy. You know, we're very driven to, you know, give to Portsmouth. You know, that's what we're about. You know, obviously, you know, as a charitable trust, you know, my job, you know, is to balance the books, you know, and make us, you know, economically sound, which we have got to, well, before this craziness going on. So it is, we should all be proud that we got it on, and including the people of Pompey that support it, you know, and realize that, you know, what we're doing. So yeah, well done, Mike. I could see you were enjoying that. I remember I was there that night when you were there, Mike. So it was good. Yeah, I think it is something that we all should be proud of. You know, the team pulled really hard, and again now, given the circumstances we're in, you know, they're going to have to pull hard again. And I'm very, very confident that the team has it in them. You know, there's plenty of gas in the tank.
Absolutely.
Even sometimes, you know, especially in these difficult times, you know, your head drops a little bit, but there's lots of gas in our tank.
Yeah,
but there's good news, Jack, isn't there, as well as panto?
There is some good news as well as panto. Yes, we are actually looking at producing something else this year. We can't say at the moment what it is, and I know everyone says that, but we actually can't say what it is at the moment. But we're looking at doing something in the summer, and it'll be our summer spectacular. So please do keep an eye on all of our social media and our websites and everything else, all the other platforms. So please do keep an eye out. We are going to bring something in the summer that you will absolutely love. And again, we are going to produce it ourselves. So we'll
big family show, a big family show, and it'll be something. Again, we're going to announce that. We hope, Jack, when next 4 weeks, if we're lucky.
Maybe in the next month, if we're lucky. Obviously, depending on what's going on with the government, etc. But we are here doing something that you will love, and we just again can only ask and encourage you to book your tickets and give you and your family a real treat, and you will love it. You will absolutely love it. So watch this space.
And what we can say is that all the tickets will be £20 again, just like panto. So we're, you know, we're not pulling a panto on. I can tell you that much. And the reason we can't tell you, we're not trying to be, you know, smart and, you know, pull this smooth sales pitch. It's just that we're sorting out all the contractual stuff before we.
There's a lot of logistics.
And also just working out exact timings, you know, when we can open and all that stuff. But we're working very hard behind the scenes. And as soon as we can, we're going to announce that. And as
just
Jack said,
just on that, Paul, you're absolutely right. In that we are sort of working behind the scenes, and we do have shows on our website. We do have shows that are on sale from sort of April onwards. Look, we know as much as you know. We don't know what's happening. You will know as soon as we know, and vice versa. So if you can, there are some great shows coming the rest of this year and next year. Book your tickets. Once again, Paul has already said that the guarantee is there for a refund if it doesn't go ahead for whatever reason. You are always guaranteed that, we will not keep your money. It's a really important message to get home to you guys.
Exactly. Every time you buy a ticket, the money goes into this production account and it stays there until the performance happens.
But thank you for being patient as well, because obviously the box office are working remotely and it is quite difficult for them. So please do be patient and they will get to your emails, etc. So well done, Jack and Paul, with your Pompey Panto. Streaming has its place, but I agree with Jack how important it is to encourage people, especially young ones, to see a live performance at the lovely King's Theatre. I was born in Portsmouth and saw my first theatre panto at the King's. Absolutely, Alan. Absolutely. Thank you for your message, Alan. That's really kind of you. I mean, obviously,
Jack, you're on stage, and I don't know quite, and you're amazing. How you interact with the audience. But when I'm walking around, well, so far as I could. I mean, this year is different. You couldn't walk around exactly, but when I see the kids and how excited they are, and we don't stop the kids, do we? At the King's, they can do whatever they like, the kids, and
absolutely.
No one. And when I just see the kids just so excited, and this year in particular, because they all come out of some one lockdown and came to it is just amazing.
It's an interesting point, actually, Paul, isn't it? Because we had to be very careful because of guidance of what your audiences are allowed to do. And actually, in the guidance, they weren't allowed to shout and scream. Everyone's got their masks on.
We couldn't encourage them, could we? And I remember the poor comic James, because we were in rehearsals, and of course the standard fare of the comic in panto is to go to the audience, and encourage them to, shout back. And of course, we kept saying to him in rehearsals, oh, "I'm sorry, James, you can't encourage the audience." And so we had to come up with all this alternative, clapping, stamping.
What was interesting, Paul, wasn't it, is that we could say it as much as we could, please don't do this, and we were saying it all through the show. But you cannot stop people from doing it, and we never encouraged it. But what was obviously really important for these children was they were so involved and they just wanted to shout and scream, and you couldn't do anything.
Exactly, in the ghost gag, how can you keep them quiet?
Exactly, it was a challenge. It was a challenge, but we did all we could do with the guidance, so that's good.
As we will continue to do. We are we stay right up to date with the guidance. We've got all the signage and the cleaning and the temperature checking, but we're on top of it every time the guidance changes. We tweak our processes internally, and we won't open again until we're fully compliant and everything. So so we're all over that.
Everyone knows that from last September when we opened, until the next lockdown. I think everyone realised how compliant we were. We had some great things in place, and we were told, Paul, weren't we? We were the safest. You couldn't feel any safer than they were in the King's. They felt safer in the King's than they did in the supermarket. Because we just made sure that this was what we were about, and making sure that our audiences were safe, and that was our priority, our audiences and our staff and cast and everyone. So so it's listen, as we keep saying, it's a trying time for all of us, but you can rest assured that behind the scenes we are still going ahead and doing all we can do to bring live theatre back to you. And trust me, there's some great stuff coming, really great stuff. So I'll reiterate again, have a look on our website, see what's on there. If you fancy anything, please do come and book. But obviously, keep an eye out for summer. Book for panto. And we've got lots of other exciting projects that we'll tell you. Obviously, you know, you're the first people that we tell. That's why we like doing these Facebook Lives. So if anyone's got any questions, please do ask us.
I'll tell you about a few things we're doing in the theatre, Jack, just to...
Yeah.
I mean, while we're...
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris. How are you? So the theatre is a complex building, okay, and so it doesn't stop, okay, and lots of things are going on the whole time. And although the staff are flexi furloughed, loads and loads of things are going on. So we're changing the space.
Scott is an old friend of mine. Me and Scott did Panto years ago, and we've done loads of shows together. Lots of love, Scott. Thank you. He lives in Spain.
Who wouldn't like to be in Spain?
I know. Bless him.
So we're changing the. So a few things. What we're doing. So we have our regular checks going on. We've had electrical checks. We have our ceilings get checked, and these are all part of our sort of regular cycle of regulatory checks and maintenance. So that's all happened. We're changing our lighting system over to more LED lighting. So that's happening as well now. I think Jack's already mentioned the box office, continuously beavering away, and obviously marketing. Poor old marketing team. Poor old Nick. He's relentlessly. As shows are shifting, he has to change his marketing. He has to change his whole strategy. So he gets up every morning wondering what the day has for him. So he's beavering away. Our accounts team are still working, obviously processing all the refunds and the very kind donations that we've received. So different. Have I missed the department? Box office.
No,
I mentioned.
No, I mean tech. I mean Darren comes in and checks
Darren comes in and checks things and off the tax and stuff. So it's still a machine that is working. So although we are shut to the public, we're still having to keep going and maintaining the building. So that's all in process. So as and when we can, we'll then do a deep clean. Our housekeeping team are all set and ready to go. So we'll do a deep clean. We'll need about a week, 2 weeks to get fully up to speed, open again, and then we can open. So as soon as we can, we'll be ready. So we'll be ready to go as soon as we can. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, and just on the back of that, thank you everyone in the whole team who's just been brilliant and supportive and
patient. It's
and patient. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I miss working at the King's. Such a friendly and welcoming team.
Thank you, Beverly
Norton. Thank you, Beverly. That's really kind of you. So thank you for that.
We all miss going in. It's a strange thing because everyone's working from home and furloughed.
Absolutely. Yeah. There is one thing that we haven't touched on, Paul, is our KYT, who are they're actually doing classes from home on Zoom. So we are still interacting with the KYT children, which is brilliant. And that's Josh and Lauren and Amy, and they are keeping everything going as much as they can on Zoom and online. So thank you again, guys, for that.
That's a very important initiative, isn't it? It's really
absolutely really important, especially for the children. They just need some interaction. Paul, I just want to ask you one thing. How have you been in the last couple of weeks regards to the Arts Council grant that we've just applied for?
Well, that's a leading question. Thank you, Jack, for...
Paul had the same colour hair as me.
I was going to say, I started off 20 years younger. Sorry, it's a bit of an in-joke, so we better explain what Jack means. We were very, very lucky, and we thank the Arts Council, because on the first round of funding, our reserves were going down and we had a big deficit, and the Arts Council agreed to cover that. And that was amazing and helpful. As you may have read in the papers or know, there's a second round of funding, and the Arts Council produced a set of criteria that resulted in myself nearly having a nervous breakdown. Jack, just shortly behind me, almost having a nervous breakdown. Our finance team producing at least 10 sets of numbers before we actually could understand everything. And then Katie, my wife, was busy, typing out the words. And so it was an amazing team. Who have I forgotten? No, I haven't forgotten anyone, have I? There was, Damon, one of our trustees, and Dick Pierce, who's come in to help us on the finance side. There was and David Gant. I mean, it was like a team of 6 just trying to wrap our heads around the Arts Council process. And one of our patrons, Sir Clive Jones, very kindly recommended me to someone who, had experience, much more than us in Arts Council applications, because the first one was so simple, okay, and the second one wasn't. Anyway, we got some advice and very, very kind help that steered us helpfully, and then we managed to get our Arts Council application in, and now we're waiting. But the reason Jack has raised it is that there were times when we thought we were going, it was like one of those mazes, we went down what we thought was the right thing, poof, hit a hedge, dead end, then we go this way. Yeah. So it was a hell of a process, but the team, we pulled together in the end, and there was a kind of weird anticlimax. I'm sitting at my screen, my fingers over the word submit, I press submit, and then suddenly there was this kind of void. There was like nothing to do. Nothing to do.
So wish us luck, everybody. Wish us luck.
Wish us luck. Wish us luck. So we have applied again for more support, because obviously, excuse me, we have no income, and so our reserves again are dipping, and so we do need more support. So hopefully, the Arts Council will be with us.
Exactly, but also to reiterate again what Paul said earlier on in the call, you've been brilliant with your donations. So thank you so much for all that. That really does mean a lot to us, and it really does mean a lot to us.
Oh, well done, Sharon. That's the way. Well, I hope that we can provide you with a variety of shows that you'll enjoy coming to see. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy our summer show. So exactly. I don't want to keep harping on about that secret.
No, we'll park that until we can actually announce it. So listen, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that was helpful, a little bit more of an insight in what we do and what we're doing going forward. We will do more of these, obviously, because we know you do enjoy them. So please do tell your friends and share this Facebook link and YouTube, and let everybody else know that maybe couldn't join us today. I'd like to say a big thank you for all you do and for keeping us up to date with your news. I love the King's Theatre. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. That really does mean a lot to us. So anything else, Paul, that you can think of? I think we've sort of...
No, I think we've rammed everything we possibly know in half an hour.
Absolutely. So thank you.
It's really good to do this, I think. And thank you for joining us. It's we love doing this and sharing, everything that we can about the Kings, just to stay in touch with you. I know that you must get emails from me fairly regularly. I got a lovely phone call from, someone the other day saying how, they love getting the emails and up-to-date stuff. And so we hope we're getting our communications right with you guys. And if we're not getting it right, then just tell us and we'll change it. So
exactly. Yeah, I mean, you can always email. There's somebody that will pick up your email, and they will get back to you as soon as they can.
We can do better. If there's something you think we can do better, then just tell us. And we'll look at that. We will.
Exactly. Brilliant. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. And we will see you all very soon. Keep an eye on our Facebook and our website and anything else for any updates. And we will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.
See you later. Bye.